picked a tomato from my garden. I've been standing outside, communing with the trees. These trees have known me since I was a little girl. This house belonged to my grandparents before it belonged to my mother. So they've seen me from the time I was a baby. They know me. I have a message. And trying to figure out the words here. The words are the Take some time to go out in nature. Even if it's in your own backyard, take off your shoes, walk barefoot on your lawn. Even if it's 2 minutes, stare at the trees. Gift yourself with that communion, especially now. Very important to keep yourself energetically healthy, protected, and ground yourself. But nature is so healing and so supportive and so nurturing that not only being out in nature doesn't help you energetically, it helps you spiritually, it helps you physically, it helps you mentally and emotionally. Especially trees, they are the witnesses. I was standing out here meditating with the trees, which I've done for a very long time. Not as often as I should, but definitely done it throughout the years, and especially these trees. Especially living in an environment where it's not been healthy for me living back home, but it's been a journey that's brought me to here. So I have to be grateful for that because it's brought me to here, and that's part of the message. I was communing with the trees, meditating, and I asked about the earth and then myself, and we're all going through some sort of growth. The word may be different for you, but for me, it's the earth is growing, new levels, expanding. I like better. I started asking questions like, what about my anger? And the answer was divine. What about shame? Divine. What about guilt? Divine. What about my mistakes? Divine. That doesn't make sense. But the answer was that everything about you and your experience is a divine experience because you're part of the Creator experiencing itself. Your emotions, your responses, your reactions, your actions, everything's divine. I'm like, what about the trauma and abuse that I've been through? Divine. How can trauma and abuse be divine? And the answer was because it created a cavern inside of you that you've chosen to fill with compassion and brought you to here. And sometimes hard stuff is orchestrated. I want to take back what I just said. It's not orchestrated. It's not a test. It's a passage of time. I don't want to really say much more on that because trauma and abuse is no joke, and wouldn't want to make some spiritual explanation for it, because there really is no explanation for why some people are awful. But in my case today, when I asked about it, that was the answer I got. And almost can see and understand that on the other side, but still mildly involved in these toxic situations, but untangling the web from which I've been attached to, thread by thread, and it's taken me a long time. But this experience has changed me, and it has helped me to evolve, where it really could have destroyed my character, destroyed me, or ended me, or brought me to a point where I was on my knees and took myself out. I could have done that, but it didn't. It brought me closer to my divine creator, and it helped me to learn a lot about myself and others and energy. And if the purpose for that was so I could help other people suffer less, then I'm grateful for my journey. But even if the reasoning behind it is not to help others suffer less, to know myself the way I do now versus how I operated and walked through life before, not really knowing myself and investing my self-worth in other people's perceptions of me. That's how it used to be. I never thought I could be the type of woman to stand in her own power or to do things by myself, because that's not who I was. I was in a relation. I lived with my mother until I was 19, moved out immediately into a relationship, living together within 2 weeks. Never had time on my own until a few years ago. I had 5 years on my own, and then another 2. Not in any relationships, really no friends, just me. I would never take any of that back, and so I guess this is a very long message, but I guess what the message is commune with the trees, spend some time in nature, really make it an effort to do that, because you need to protect your energy, and you'll be surprised what kind of insight comes to you in those times that you're out there. But every experience, every reaction, every emotion, everything that you feel is a divine experience. So don't beat yourself up over it, or make yourself doubt that you are exactly where you need to be. You are always exactly where you need to be. You are always on time. You are always protected and looked out for, and